guys, welcome back. So they just announced new support for Stardust and Synchron, which is amazing. It's so cool. Okay, so Dawn of Majesty. This is a new Synchro, which is, look at this. Look at this, like a beast. Just come out of the Synchro realm. Look at the Synchro rings. Straight up fresh. Okay, so shooting Majestic Star Dragon. Okay, so Majestic Dragon plus one or more non-tuner monsters, including a Dragon Synchro monster. Okay, so off the bat, already assuming it's gonna have to be Stardust, right? Or any Synchro, any Dragon Synchro, which is Chaos Ruler. If you just watched the most recent video and talk about that, it's gonna be cool. Once per turn, you can negate the effects of one face-up effect monster your opponent draws. That's cool. For each Stardust Dragon and each Synchro monster that specifically lists that card in its text in your graveyard, this card can make an additional attack. So that kind of like Quasar, yeah. Except Quasar is like every non-tuner you used to make, you get an additional attack. Whereas this, every Stardust Dragon in its text will give it an additional attack. That's cool. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can banish this card until the end phase. And if you do, negate the activation. And if you do that, banish this card. Interesting. I like the fact that it doesn't get power crept by DD Crow, Call of the Grave, Aquero, Bell, because then that would make this like really really bad. Because like that means you, a newer set card is getting beat by an older set card. Not too great. Okay, let's go on. Wish Converging Dragon. Okay, you can only special one Wish Converging Dragons once per turn. Cannot be used as a synchro material except for a synchro summon of a majestic monster. Okay, this card's name becomes Majestic Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. Okay, so I'm assuming you make that with this, but this is a tuner. When you draw this card, you can reveal it, special summon it from your hand. Then if you control a level 8 or higher Dragon Synchro monster, you can special summon one level 1 Dragon monster from your deck. That's cool. I like that. It just you want things like this. You get generate resources off just triggering an effect, which is what the current decks do right now. They don't just do one thing. Like you want to be able to utilize the synchro materials and have them give you something in return as well. Because once you're committing, sometimes that particular effect, that particular synchro, is not sufficient enough to get you going, right? Like that might be the prompt response for your opponent to be like, okay, I gotta respond here. But then once they respond to that, you're left with nothing. And things like this give you another incentive to keep going, which is really good. And continue your synchro summoning. Look at this is cool. It started Synchron. This looks like a cartoon. It looks so cool. Okay, Stardust Synchron tuning, man. You can start it off tuning. Okay, so you can only use this card's names first and second effect once per turn each. Okay, if this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can tribute one monster. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except synchro monsters. Also, special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. Okay, so, one big thing, one of the major clause in this thing is that it's after you use the effect, which is huge because you know how like Junk Speeder is like one of the biggest letdowns for sure. Because like if it said after, Junk Speeder would be 100 times much better. It'd most likely be limited as if it's semi-limited in the OCG, which I don't understand. But like here, it would be amazing. So I really like that. It can be versatile, but then it can be abused, you know. So you have to really, I guess, order your sequencing properly if you want to utilize this effect to the best of its ability, right? Okay, so if this card is normal or special summon, you can add one spell trap that specifically lists that card's Stardust Dragon in its text from your deck. That's cool. So the Rhoda, so it's very like Drytron-esque because there's Synchron, Krishron, Drytron. So this is like part of the Ron family, right? And this is kind of like Drytron, where you tribute to special. That's cool. I mean, interesting, very interesting. Okay, so Stardust Trail. You can only use this card's name first and second effect once per turn each. Okay, so if this card is in your hand or graveyard and monsters you control is tributed, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. So they all have like a jet Synchron effect, right? When you use the effect and leave the field, it gets banished. So cool. I guess so you won't be getting abused, which is nice. If a warrior synchron or Stardust synchro monster is synchro summoned using this card as a material, you can special summon one Stardust token. So this is what I mean. You want to get rewarded for initiating or committing to a synchro summon, right? Because like I said, once that synchro summon is on the field, you want to have another resource in case something happens to that particular synchro and you don't put all your eggs in one basket, which is kind of one of the biggest issues with synchros at the moment, right? You commit to a synchro summon and then you don't get anything out of it, and at the moment, like, that's kind of what the trend is, right? Like outlets, they're traps, they're multi-purpose, right? They're like Pele was one of the first ones that had multi-purpose thing where it's like it's a monster, it's an interaction, and it's a monster, and it lets you and do what your deck intended to do, which is make Toad. Like, that's a perfect example. So you want to be able to have these type of things where it gives you something else. Like Synchron Carrier is a perfect example too. It gives you another resource. Even though it's a token. Arriving Miracle. Okay. When this card is resolved, you can place one level 1 dragon monster from your hand or deck on top of your deck. Okay, so I'm assuming you put the Majestic guys on top. Stardust Dragon and Synchro monsters that specifically list that card in their text on the field cannot be returned to the extra deck. So you can't compulsory, you can't silk bounce it. Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. If a Synchro monster is special summoned, you can apply one of these effects. Also, you cannot apply the same effect of Arriving Miracles again for the rest of this turn. Okay, so just one per turn basically. Drawing card. Okay, so cool. Special one tuner monster from your hand. Interesting. So I guess there's gonna be some place where you can place the Majestic Dragon on top and then Synchro summon in it. Synchro summon and then draw it and reveal it, special summon it, and then just synchro the new synchro that way. That's pretty neat. I mean, that's cool. The fact that once you use that effect, then I mean, after synchro summon, you're gonna be rewarded by just drawing it just for simply synchro summoning, which is cool. Okay, you can okay, so Stardust Illuminate, this normal spell card. Okay, so you can only use this card's name first and second effect once per turn each. Okay. Oh man. Send one Stardust monster from your deck to the graveyard, or if you control a Stardust Dragon or a Synchro monster that specifically lists Stardust Dragon in the text, you can special summon that monster instead. Oh, okay, so this has synergy with this guy, right? Because you can either tuning this out, or you can search it with that thing or foolish it away. And then, oh, that's cool, because it gives you a bit of versatility, right? Because it allows you to trigger this card when you send it to the grave instead of summoning it. Tribute special for this, right? And that's your 8, right? And then that, oh, I see it now. That's so cool. So that means you can search. Interesting. Oh, but this doesn't have. Okay, I get it. I get it. That's cool. That's pretty cool. So if you control Stardust or any Synchro monster that has Stardust in its name, you just it's either a Rotor or a Foolish. That's cool. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Stardust monster you control, increase or decrease its level by 1 until the end of the turn. Oh, okay, I get you now. So then this becomes a level 3. And then an 8 and a 3 is 11. Huh. I gotta look into those Majestic cards. I haven't really seen them as a recent. I'll look into them and make another video on it. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. Okay, so here's the Majestic Absorption, normal spell, right? Okay, so you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Okay, target one Stardust Dragon or one Synchro monster that specifically lists that card in its text. You control activate one of these. So basically, it's like kind of like how Salamangreat you need to control a Salamangreat link to use the Roar and Rage type of thing, right? But not Rage, but like but Roar, right? So interesting. Okay, so equip one face-up monster your opponent controls to that target. Okay, so it's like it's spot removal essentially, right? And it's non-targeting as well, which is cool. That target can attack directly this turn. Each time that target destroys a monster by battle this turn, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster attack. Original attack. Oh, okay. It's okay. I guess it's spot removal, but I don't know. Majestic Mirage. Okay. It's a trap. This one looks cool. If a face-up Stardust Dragon, dragons, or Synchro monsters that specifically list that card in its text you control leaves the field, you can activate its own effect or by its own effect. What? Leaves the field to activate its own effect or by its own effect. These translations. Okay, so basically it's kind of like assault mode, right? Where if it lists in its text, you can add it to your hand, like Assault Sentinel, Cyber Reflector, etc. Okay, you can apply one of these effects. Also, you cannot apply the same effect of a Majestic Mirage again for the rest of this turn. So once per turn, basically. Okay, so special summon one of those monsters. Okay, that's cool. So, the example, let's say you Stardust Dragon's effect, tribute to negate anything that destroys. You can resummon it back, and then just do it again. That's cool. And then once you use that effect, you can go, oh, banish the monster your opponent controls or in your graveyard. That's cool. Non-targeting. That is amazing. That's cool. I really like this. I like this trap a lot. All damage you take this turn is halved. Okay, that's neat. I guess it can come up. And that's it. That's it. Oh wow, interesting. What do you guys think? I like this. Okay, I could kind of see it already. I can kind of see how this is gonna go. But this is interesting. What do you guys think? I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more support. This is just the first wave of announcements. It's just I can't wait. Hopefully enjoy the video. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for watching.